Once you have developed a weekly plan, it's important to have a daily plan. You need to set aside time to check in every day and cross off your accomplishments and clarify what you're working on the next day. Now, it might seem daunting and it might even seem like a waste of time, but I promise you, taking 5 to 15 minutes every day to create your plan will significantly increase your efficiency. But remember, for a very simple goal, daily planning might not be necessary. Doing this will cut back on procrastination, since you have a clear goal to work on the next day, and you're not wasting your time figuring out what to do. Also, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. If you don't know what you're supposed to be working on every day, and therefore not accomplishing your goals for the day, then there is no way that you're going to accomplish your weekly, monthly, or annual goals either. Either you're going to own your day, or your day is going to own you. Yes, there will be days that you might not reach your goals because you have situations, emergencies, or unexpected priorities that pop up. But when that happens, try to look at ways that you can make up that time, reprioritize, or move those activities to another day. So here are several important daily planning tips. First, schedule in the fun. Remember that your daily plan should also include things that feed you and help you stay balanced. Second, set reasonable expectations. Keep in mind not to overwhelm yourself by setting goals that are nearly impossible to achieve or writing 50 tasks on your list for one day. Third, consider timing. For projects that would take longer than 90 minutes, for example, consider breaking them down into more than one task. Otherwise, you might end up avoiding getting started or lose steam once you're interrupted. Plan for long tasks and ensure that you're going to be able to remain focused on them. And then fourth, and finally, batch your tasks. Tasks that are part of your daily routine can be batched. So things like responding to email or doing research or making calls might not be directly related to your goals, but there's still things that you have to keep doing in order for things to continue to run smoothly. So by batching these tasks, you're determining how much time you need to or are willing to allocate for these items, and then setting aside a specific time to do them. So rather than making calls and checking emails all throughout the day, which slows you down and makes you inefficient, consider doing them all at once. So for example, you can set 2 times per day to answer your emails, or you could set aside 1 hour to accomplish all of those batched tasks, such as before or after lunch, just as an example. If you don't plan for it, these little things can eat up your whole day and not bring you closer to your goals. And so the next thing that you need to do is plan your day. Look at your tasks and outcomes for the week and determine what to work on that day. It's better to plan your day the day before if possible so that you can just jump right in. So what you'd want to do is to choose 3 to 5 tasks for the day that, when accomplished, will make you feel like it was a successful day. And then stay focused on only those tasks and look at your other to-dos only once you've finished your priorities. Consider writing your daily tasks on a single page or a note card so that you're not distracted by all the rest of the stuff on your plan for the week. That's just a tip that helps me out sometimes when I feel like I have a lot on my plate. So you also want to determine your desired outcome. So for each task, remind yourself the outcome that you are looking for, both from the accomplishment of the task and from the bigger picture goal that you're working on. You also need to prioritize your tasks yet again. So which ones are absolute musts and which ones are time sensitive? You want to highlight or circle them in some way that helps you identify them. And you want to do these important ones first. Because then when new needs arise, if they're not a higher priority than the tasks that you're focused on, You can just write them down on the side somewhere, add them to your weekly list, and not work on them today because you are already certain what your priorities are. You also don't want to forget to schedule in appointments. If you have appointments or other time-specific items to do, then schedule them in so that you can make sure to get to them in the midst of all of this goal achievement. You can write your daily tasks in your weekly planner. You can also create a separate sheet, again, that only contains today's priorities so that you can avoid overwhelm and distraction. So as you can see, even though there's a lot of detail to all of this planning, and it sounds like it's a lot of work, again, I want to reiterate that all of the work that you put in up front is going to pay back dividends that far outweigh the time and the effort, especially when it comes to your weekly and daily planning. Because to have that clarity of your priorities and what you're supposed to be working on, and not to be wasting your time with confusion, and at the same time, focusing only on what is within your control right now, instead of looking at these big picture goals and all of these tasks that can be very overwhelming. Doing this is what makes you able to keep chipping away and take that next step and the next step and the next step and just focus on what is in front of you and what is yours to do today. So if you haven't already, make sure you take out the worksheet, and if you have one, wherever it is you're putting your plan, and use this process. Do it several times going along with the worksheet to show you what to do, to get used to it, because once you develop this habit, you are going to be amazed at how much more you can accomplish in a week, both towards your goals and everything else in your life.